Welcome into a special episode of Stacking the Box. I'm, of course, Matt Verder. I'm joined by Kay Adams, who is working with Smirnoff today. And Kay, I want to give you the floor to begin. First off, how you doing? Where you been? And what are you doing with Smirnoff?
I am wonderful. I'm well rested, unlike you, my friend, who's been working all summer. I took the summer off to enjoy myself for the first time in a long time, but I'm excited for the season. And I'm really, really thrilled to be partnering with Smirnoff for the year because they're all about fun, embracing every moment, joy, being together, and letting those libations flow. So over the summer, I was making cocktails with Vernon Davis. You'll see some of that in the future on some media things, but we are on a search, my friend, Matt. We are looking for a cocktail coordinator. What is that? That is that person when you walk into a game day or a party or something on Sunday, that's the person that you're like, yes, I don't want you to make my drink. I want you to make my drink. So we're looking in really all walks of life, professional level, amateur level, you or me. I bartended back in college to sort of make the best possible cocktail. And then you can go to bestjobinamerica.smirnoff.com and upload a video. And the winner, by the way, and you have until Halloween to do this, it starts September 8th, gets to go to the Super Bowl with Smirnoff. Like what? In Arizona, where who knows who's playing, but it sounds fun. So I'm really excited about it.
Awesome. I have to ask, you were a bartender in college. What was
Yeah.
the drink that you made that was your drink, the drink that you felt like you could handle better than any of the others?
I always had like a Smirnoff and soda lime. I was a little bit plain, but back in those days, because I could drink a lot of them. I was always watching a game. So that would have been my drink of choice. How about you?
I'm pretty boring myself. Probably either a vodka soda or a rum and coke, something like that. I never got into those drinks where there was like 18 different things. Every once in a while, I had to do a Long Island iced tea, but then there's like one of those and you're all set.
Oh, well, that's why you got to be part of this then, because the cocktail coordinator, listen, I've made some of these recipes. We made this thing called the Cosmo Catch. It was Vernon Davis's signature drink.
Yep.
And it was like a little lime, a little ginger, a little honey, Smirnoff 21, which is amazing. And I have it right here.
There you go.
And it's really, really smooth. And it had some cranberry juice, I think, in it. Perfect light cocktail, like perfect elements of everything. So we'll get you drinking cocktails this year.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I'll be in Arizona for the Super Bowl, so maybe I'll have a handful from down there. I've got to ask, I was thinking about before doing this interview, you obviously very well known for Good Morning Football. And I'm curious, you've interviewed hundreds and hundreds, if not even like over 1,000 players at this point. Who's your favorite interview? Who is your favorite player to interview throughout all the years?
That's an impossible question. Are you kidding?
There's no such thing as an impossible question.
My favorite, well, then there's a uneventful answer that I can give you. Oh, I don't know. There's been too many. If you really think about it, Good Morning Football is a 3-hour-a-day show. It is.
Yep.
So you have 3 guests at least every day over 6 years, and then all the other stuff I did. I always enjoy my time with people who want to be a little bit more revealing. And I always felt like, and Aaron Rodgers was like that to me. So I've always enjoyed our time. He gives me a lot of his time when we get to speak, which I love. Patrick Mahomes, another one, because he's very genuine. He's polished, but it's not like he got talking points and is talking like he really means the things he says. So I love him. And then I will say, like, I think the owners would be, talking to Kim Pagula is always very, very rewarding and makes me feel inspired in a lot of ways. So I'd say any times that I've gotten to do that.
When you first started working at Good Morning Football, was it ever almost intimidating at some point just to deal with all those interviews so quickly and having to deal with all those different personalities? Because like you said, it's a long show and you do have to handle one segment after the next segment after the next segment. You have all these people coming in, some of which have maybe done a bunch of interviews throughout the day, or at that point haven't probably done some at that point, but will do them throughout the day. Was it ever intimidating for you, or was it always like, okay, look, this is fine, this is easy, and it's conversational and not so much of a problem?
It was never intimidating for me. And it did get a little sad during pandemic when we tried doing our show from the home cams. And obviously there were a lot of challenges for that, to not have that energy at the table. So I would say it's so energizing to have someone come in the studio. And that's what it was like for the first 3 or 4 years of the show. And so then, it's a little bit less on Zoom, as connecting and engaging. So I think there were challenges in that. Never intimidation, though. I can't think of anybody that I was ever nervous to sort of to interview, because I'm just more, I think, what made me a little nervous? I did Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady on Zoom at the same time the week of the Super Bowl. And
It's
I
a
was just,
lot.
are they going to talk to each other? Are they, and then, when you have people that big, you've got 9 producers in your ear telling you, you've got people, right, everybody's bothering you about what you're going to ask. And then I never ask what anybody tells me or to. But on Good Morning Football, it was a light lift with the interviews, especially because you had 4 people. And we, as we don't all just ask. Like, I never did an interview with Cam Jordan by myself. It was, I ask a question,
Right.
I open it up, Kyle would follow and ask a question. So it was definitely a team effort.
Which team is most intriguing to you this year? The one that maybe you can't figure out, or just the team you're most excited about watching?
I mean, are the Chargers going to win the West? I've been talking about the Chargers for so long. Are they going to beat the Chiefs? That would be insane. I'm curious about, of course, the storylines everyone is. Aaron Rodgers, what is that going to look like? Does any quarterback have more to prove than him? He lost his number 1 guy in Devontae Adams. He doesn't have anything to prove, of course, to anybody. But in a way for this season, like, what is that going to look like? Tom Brady, same thing, of course. The Saints are weird, and I like that. Dennis Allen. We'll see what that, there's too many question marks. The Alvin Kamara thing looms large and is a really ugly mark on what's going on. And Michael Thomas, does he come back and is he like a top 10 wide receiver? That would be insane and amazing. Less interested in my Bears. I don't know, whatever they're doing. And then, of course, what's going on in the desert, home of the Super Bowl, where you can hang out with Smirnoff if you win the cocktail coordinator. We'll see what happens with Kyler Murray and company, and Cliff for that matter.
Yeah, I'm based outside Chicago, and I got to tell you, I think you and everybody else not really thinking Super Bowl season for the Bears, but who knows if Justin Fields is good? That's probably the most important thing.
Yeah, but he's going to be running for his life. Like
he is. Yeah, it's not good.
Right? What are we doing? What are we doing over there? So
hopefully a lot of bootlegs and moving the pocket, because otherwise it could be a rough year.
What do you think of him preseason though? He
looked good. But I'm worried when the preseason ends and teams start to blitz and actually game plan for the Bears. That seems like that could be a problem. But he was good, which is exciting. Look, they can be terrible, but if he's good and he's upright at the end of the year, I think that's a win.
That's true.
I'm curious. You said the first thing you mentioned was the Chargers. When I asked you about what you were intrigued by, I am very interested in that division. I think everybody is, because of how good it is of all 4 teams. What do you make of the Chiefs personally? Everybody has an opinion of whether they're the same. Well, not so much the same, but are they better? Are they worse now they lost Tyreek Hill? Are they better because they have all these different weapons and they can play differently? They have some young players on defense. Where do you fall on them and what you expect out of them?
It's the same kind of curiosity you have about the Packers. Like, you're seeing Matt LaFleur coming out of camp and saying there's not really a true number 1. Everyone's like tied, so we'll just spread the ball around. So what are they going to look like? New England when Tom Brady was there? I'm not sure. I trust the organization so much. If I were to power rank organizations I have faith in, as far as function, as far as investment, as far as leaning in and doing the right thing the right way, I would say that front office, and obviously Andy and everybody, I got to do preseason for them last year, so I got a little closer into seeing how it works. And they're so invested in Patrick, and Patrick is so invested in that team. And, things are always going to change on any given squad, and they're going to have to see, like, maybe, I, of course, always am, the old lady preaching, can you run the damn ball in Kansas City a little bit more? Can we try to get that going? So we'll see if that works. But it's kind of a cop-out answer, but it's Patrick Mahomes. What are we doing? Like, of course I have faith in them, but it's getting tougher.
We should start a campaign, because I've been saying that they should run the ball a little bit more for about 9 years running now with Andy. And I don't think they ever will. I think they should. A little more balance wouldn't kill them.
Just a little, like Patrick, Patrick likes to freeze. Patrick doesn't need to do everything. Can we just unload that a little bit? Now he doesn't have Tyreek, so maybe we try to make that happen a little bit more.
All right, let's get out of here on a fun one. What is the best game you have ever attended?
Oh my gosh. The best game I ever attended was the last time we had a Super Bowl in Arizona, when it was Malcolm Butler intercepting and them not running the ball with Marshawn Lynch, because I was there as a fan. I was there. I worked a little bit earlier that day, but I was sitting next to Cliff Kingsbury for the game randomly, and a couple of other people in the stands. And we thought for sure this, I was working for the Patriots at the time. So if the Patriots had won, I'd be out on the field. And all of that. When you get tickets to go to the game, the winning team, 10 minutes before the end of the game, you have to be down in the tunnel if you want to be on the field. And if you lose, you have to go a whole different way. So you have this map on your ticket of like, if your team wins, this is where, and on my credential. And so we were like, well, we're going to go this way. We all start making our way towards the losing part, right? And then we're sprinting through the stadium because of what happened. So I didn't actually see it in person, but what a game that was.
That was a fantastic game. One of the best Super Bowls, maybe the best of all time. Kay Adams working with Smirnoff. She will eventually come back from a vacation and be on your TVs, and you'll be able to enjoy the NFL season.
I am. Will you come on? If I do a new show, will you come on it?
Absolutely. Anytime.
Okay. I will be doing something very soon. I think next week. So stay tuned.
Okay. I will be there. I will be there. I look forward to it. Kay Adams with Smirnoff. Thanks so much. Really appreciate you.
Thanks, bud.